Hello, everyone. This is the Crimson Cure, welcoming you to the Crimson Tower, a place where we keep a feminine foot on the neck of the gynocracy, feminism, and black male misandry. So go ahead, pull up a chair, stay a while, and listen.
Hey everybody. How's everybody doing today? This Friday. Hopefully, I caught you guys in a good mood and a good space and everything. I'm not going to be here very long. Try to stay around 30-45 minutes. Give you guys some fire and some fish grease, and then keep it moving. Hey Alonzo. Wa alaikum assalam. I just got 4 viewers. Can we get 4 likes? That would be awesome to me if we could get 4 likes. Because I know a bunch of people are live right now. So we're just going to jump into this. A woman's guide to maintaining her family. Now, ever since last week, I've been talking about family value, and I've been focusing on it obviously from a woman's point of view, because that would be my point of view. And I thought the best way to sort of wrap this in a really nice package was to let women know how to maintain their families, because we talked about how she hasn't maintained it. We've talked about the failures. We've talked about the single motherhood. We've talked about how she coddles her sons, how she doesn't prepare her children properly for the world like she's supposed to. But now I want to focus on what should she do. We've talked about what she shouldn't do and what she has done that has not worked. So today we're going to briefly talk about what she should do. So a woman's guide to maintaining her family. And the first thing that she should do is she should clarify her intention for even having a family in the first place. And I've actually said this before on previous live streams, that she should clarify her intention for having a family. Why does she have a husband? Why does she have children? Why did she agree to this arrangement in the first place? Why? So she needs to clarify the intention. And the first person that she needs to clarify her intentions with is herself. Right? And what I mean by clarify the intent is understand why you're here. And those things can be broken down into 2 things. You're here for yourself, or you're here for your family. You're in the relationship for you, or you're in the relationship for them. You had a family because there was something selfish inside of you, or you have a family because there's something that you want. One moment, please. I apologize for that. Had to take care of some business. Had to regulate some. Joe Average, thank you. So you can always get a like from me, intelligent lady. Thank you so much. So where was I? Okay. So she should clarify why she has a family. And that can be broken down two ways. She has a family for her own selfish purposes, or she has a family for them. She's there for them, or she's there for her. We've kind of covered what happens when she's there for her. When a woman is in her family, she becomes a mother, she becomes a wife if she can, for herself. This is a destructive path, because everything in those relationships and those interactions are geared towards her pleasure. They are geared towards her desires, her wants, what she thinks is important, over and above what is important for the family as a whole, for her husband, for her children, and for them as a unit. So she sees herself as sort of outside of that. Okay, she's sort of above it. She's above her family when she has a family for her own selfish desires. Then she sees herself as above her family. Nothing matters in the house except her satisfaction. This is where you get that saying, happy wife, happy life. Because if you make her happy, because her happiness apparently is the only happiness that is worth anything. It's the only happiness that matters in the home. Husband's happiness doesn't matter. Children's happiness doesn't matter. Right? So that's when she's in a family for selfish reasons. When she's in a family for selfless reasons. When she's in the family, she has a family to have the family. It's for them. She's in a relationship for them. Then this is where you get all of that positive feminine energy. This is where you get the support and the nurturing. This is where you get all of the things that children are looking for from their mothers and husbands are looking for from their wives. And the reason why it's so important to clarify the intent for why you're there is to orient yourself from one of those positions, because you're either going to be selfish or selfless in this case. And if you have a family, then it should be a foregone conclusion that this is selfless. When you agree to be a man's wife or to be the mother of his children or any children, then the foregone conclusion is that you've made this decision because you are ready for the sacrifice. You are ready for the challenges and the sacrifices that you're going to have to make in order to have a family unit that is healthy, happy, and moving forward. That's what you say when you agree to be in a family in the first place. That is what you're saying. But so many times, women get into these situations. They want to be wives, they want to be mothers, but they don't want all of the, the challenges and all of the sacrifices and all of the hardship that can come along with that. Now, I'm not saying that it's just filled to the brim with hardship and things that you don't want to do, but there are things that you're going to be like, you're going to have a stiff upper lip and forge ahead to do these things. And what gives you that is the clarity on why you're there. Now, women who are there for selfish reasons, they're clear. Most of them, they're clear that they're in that relationship for them. Where the confusion comes in at and where they become unaware is that they think entering into relationship looking only for what benefits them, that should be okay, and just their presence alone, sans any type of behavior, is enough for the husband and the children. This is why she doesn't think there's anything wrong with her mothering, no matter what it is, no matter what it consists of. And this is why she doesn't think there's anything wrong with what she's doing as a wife, regardless of what it consists of. This is why she takes offense to the idea that she should be doing something to make her husband happy. That he should be actually getting something out of the relationship other than her actual physical presence in the home. She's shocked at the idea that there should be something else. These are women who are in relationships for selfish reasons, because she can't see past herself. She can't see past her own benefits. She can't see any reason to do anything that doesn't directly benefit her, including within her motherhood. She wants well-behaved children, not so that the children can be well-behaved, but so that other people can look at her and say, your children are well-behaved. So she doesn't care how she achieves that. Whether she does that through getting the child's respect for her, or she gets the child's fear of her. And she doesn't care which way that comes. Because all of these things are being done for selfish reasons. All of it. And as long as she is in the family for her own causes, and this is actually why I suspect so many divorces are initiated by women in this country, because she entered into the relationship on a selfish note. So she ended it on a selfish note. She's gotten whatever it is that she wanted, or it's taking too long to get what she wants. And so she just, goes down to the courthouse or what have you, and, irreconcilable differences or whatever you put on the paper. I don't know how you file a divorce. Whatever you put on the paper. Whatever you tell the officials as to why you want the divorce. Have them draw up some divorce papers and serve the husband, because she's gotten what she wanted, or it took too long to get what she wanted. She didn't get what she wanted in the capacity or maybe in the frequency that she was looking for it. Right? So that's the first thing. She has to clarify her intention for even having a family. Why did you become a wife? Why did you become a mother? Why did you do that? And be honest about it. Be honest about why you did. The second thing is she needs to approach the caretaking of her family from a selfless position. This is why number 1 is important. Clarity, clarifying her intent. Is it selfish or selfless? Because if she's coming to her family and she agreed to be in that family for selfish reasons, all of their caretaking becomes a chore for her. This is a hardship for her. This is why when we have these shows and panels and all of these, this content in this sector of YouTube, and you start hearing the women not want to do anything, everything is a hardship. Well, you want us to clean, or you want us to cook, or what you want us to do? And it's said with well, what? Like with trepidation, like you loathe the answer. Anytime you loathe the answer, you didn't come into this family setting or relationship with the intent to do anything for somebody else that didn't directly benefit you. You just didn't come in with that mindset. You came in thinking that you were going to be able to be Little Miss Muffet, sit on her tuffet, and have everybody to do everything that you want done. Period. Thank you, Mr. Edward Hyde. Thank you as well, sweetheart. And hey, Fit Feminine Over 40. How you doing, sweetie? This is why this is a chore. You want me to cook and clean? I got to help him. I got to support. I got to, she kind of begrudgingly, she don't feel quite the same way about her kids. But, about him, she's trying to fill her mouth long enough to suck peas out of a hot sauce bottle, thinking about why she got to do this and that for him. And ain't he grown? Why come he can't fix his own food? Because she's coming in with a selfish attitude. She's coming into the situation thinking only about what she can get. She's not thinking about what she can give. She's thinking about what she can get. And when you take on a family, or you take on like a husband and all, you're supposed to be thinking about what you can give, not what you can get. Let him worry about what you can get. Let your husband worry about what you get, because he's the one that's giving it. And so all that you have to do is make sure that you are on board with what he intends to give as the husband. That's what the whole vetting process is about. He comes to you with what he's willing to give a woman in his life. You make the decision on whether or not that's good enough for you, or it meets you where you are. If not, you move on. If so, you move forward. Right? That's what that was for. So that's what I mean by you let your husband figure out what you get out of the marriage. Because presumably he's already presented to you what he intends to give. And by you continuing with this relationship, apparently that was cool. That was cool with you. You were cool with that. You were good with it. So you moved right ahead into this relationship. But you're still looking for what you can get. This is why caring for the children and caring for the home and caring for your husband and nurturing and supporting and all this kind of stuff sound weird to a gynocrat, because they never thought about what they should give. They only think about what they should get. What they should give never crosses their minds. This is why you have ingrates. They're ungrateful. They're unsatisfiable. Everything is a complaint. Everything is a problem. Nobody can get it right. Nobody can do right. Hey, Father's time. Nobody can get it right. Nobody can do right by her, because she's entered into the situation selfishly. She's only thinking about what she can get. She's only thinking about how this serves her directly. Not even indirectly. She wants a direct serve. She wants a man to come in and bring her the money, bring her the D. She can be a pillow princess. She don't even really have to work for that. She can withhold it when she wants to. She gives it when she wants to. She doesn't think about how the family needs to utilize this money. She only thinks about how much of the money she can use for her own personal self. Why can't he get her the now infamous Birkin bag? Why can't he get her that? Doesn't love her if he can't do it. And all of this nonsense. Taking the kids to school, seeing after them. All of this stuff becomes just this heavy chore she got to do. It's because she came into it with a mentality like, I'm not about to give nothing up. She's not going to give up her career path that she chose, or her job. Let's just face it, a lot of them don't even have careers. They have a job. So they're not going to give that up. They're not going to make any changes. They aren't going to make any improvements to themselves. They don't plan on giving anything. See, giving is not just monetary. Giving is what you intend to do that benefits the other members of your family. They don't find any benefit in benefiting others. They don't find any good in that. They don't find any satisfaction in that. And so a woman who is maintaining her family properly, she actually finds worth and value in the service of her family. She actually finds good in that. She finds satisfaction in it. When her husband walks out of the door and she knows that she's done everything to prepare him that day for work. She knows that she's holding it down. She knows she's holding the house down. She knows she's holding the family down. She knows she's doing it and doing it well. And she knows that she's appreciated for that. The husband doesn't overlook it. The children don't overlook it. Not all the time. Sometimes children overlook it and they can't help it. because children are children and they're selfish. So you might not always get the gratitude you think you should get from your children. But many times the husband doesn't overlook. He knows what you're doing. And he encourages it by validating what you do. And not overlooking it and not ignoring it or taking it for granted. And the third thing that a woman does to maintain her family properly is she loves them. That's it. The third and final key for a woman to properly maintain her family is to love them. Because when you love them, all of the things that you think are so difficult become not difficult at all. You begin to look forward to what you can do for your family. And don't get it twisted. When I say what you can do, this is not some type of slave position. She's not Cinderella before the fairy godmother gets to her. You know, where she's got to sweep the chimney and she's got to... Like, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about giving to your children what they need and what they expect out of a mother. Giving to your husband what he needs and what he expects out of his wife. Love them. But first you have to love yourself. And I'm not talking about arrogance. I'm talking about love. Because women love differently from men. We have a selfish kind of love. And men typically have a selfless kind of love. When they love people, you know, they like showing it through what they can do for that person. Women have more of a self-centered kind of love. It's love. It really is love. It's just different. It just looks different. It plays out differently. But when you're in a family dynamic and you have love for them and you love them, that love, that selfish love that women naturally have, evolves into a selfless love. It evolves. It actually changes. And it changes how you view your family. It changes how you regard them. See, loving them is the key so that you won't regard them with disdain. And you won't regard them with just this contempt and this sort of, you know, ho-hum nonchalant. I don't really care what kind of goes on as long as I look good while it goes on. As long as I can't be pointed out to be the bad guy for what goes on, then I'm good. Right? But once you love them, it is transformative. Because a woman who deeply loves her family, that love, it transforms. It takes different phases. It goes through different phases. It starts out that selfish love. I love my husband for what he does for me. Right? I love the things that he does for me. I love him for what he does. Right? And then it evolves to I love him for who he is, not just what he does. I love the man as much as or more than I love the actions of the man. And then that love deepens into what I like to call a sacrificial kind of love, or more of a selfless kind of, you know, whatever my family needs from me. If it's possible, I would do it. Even if I have to throw myself upon the stone, I'll do that as well. Even if I have to go without something, even if I have to, you know, you start thinking about things you can sacrifice. on the back of the love. Instead of thinking about things you can get, you start thinking about things you can give. That's how it transforms. That's how it takes root. So just to go over the three main things, the three main ways that a woman caretakes and maintains her family is, first, she clarifies her intent for even being in the family in the first place. Is it selfish or selfless? Is she in the family, even having kids, getting married, for her own personal self, or is she in that relationship for others, for the husband and the children? The second thing was approach the caretaking and the maintenance of your family from that selfless position. So first, clarify the position. Secondly, act according to that position. Hopefully, a woman who is maintaining her family properly is doing so from a selfless position. So it's not all this hemming and hawing about what you got to do and why it's so difficult for you to do that. And then the third thing, the third key that she needs is love. She needs to love them. And that one seems like, oh, well, you love your family. Not always. There are a lot of people who don't love their families. They have them, but they don't love them. They have them for different reasons. They serve certain purposes, but they don't love them. The third thing makes the first two possible. And it makes the first two things easy. Love makes the first two easy. All right? Okay. So here's what I want you to do. If you guys enjoyed today's content, I want you to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and look into the description box and support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel, A-Game, by clicking the link at agameherbal.com. You can get your 10% discount off of your next purchase by using the code Kendra10. Okay, that's Kendra10 to get your 10% discount. So this has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I will catch you guys on the next one.